Mass 3.5 tons. 3.5 tons. I am looking at you. I remember we were looking at you just earlier. I think this will be good. Need a total of about 36 plus 12, 38, 39. Wait a minute. 38, 12, 48, 49. It's a little much. Can I get away with a bit of a smaller rocket? It'd be nice. Step it down with the hammer boosters. I think this will be good. 49, 36 will leave 13 for the upper. Yeah, I think this is my thing. Do I have enough thrust at the bottom end? I'm a little worried about that. Oh yeah, I got lots of thrust. Do I have enough thrust on that swivel engine? Well, let's fix this staging up. The swivel engine's a little bit wussy. Right here. It's a wimpy engine. 0.71 I think is a little on the wimpy side. What if I swapped it out for the Reliant engine? That might be a better choice. Reliant engine. In you go. I choose you. 2 point... Yeah, that's a lot more thrust. Oh, wait. I got it on the wrong... It needs to go here. 1.95 should be fine. I think that should be fine. 4981 I think is good. I think this is good. I think this will do it. Okay. Let's tweak thrust to weights. There we go. That should be still on full. For thrust to weight of 1.95, that should be okay. Again, smart parts. I know if people are saying that. Smart parts. But I kind of want to get this thing around the moon. I'm in the mood to get her done. So this is the, again, these DrainX smart parts for doing the staging for me. Because I'm just too lazy to hit the space bar. That's just what I am. Okay, that's good, 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 good. And then all of that comes on. That stuff's at the top, so staging is good. Smidge more thrust. There. All right, what I want to do... Let's save this, and I think I might just let's do the action groups, and then I think I'm going to call it. So we're going to stage, deploy you, and I don't think I've set up, no, clamshell, 4 sides, up the force. Hopefully that should be okay. At 0, actually the only thing I want is open up these doors. I'm noticing the magnetometer is kind of peeking out. And sorry, I opened the doors, but I okay. At 0, toggle the doors. You can do this. There we go. This is what happens when I'm trying to go too fast. Toggle the antenna. But I'm just noticing with the doors there closed, that antenna is just kind of peeking out. So I want to, or not the antenna, the magnetometer. Tuck it in. No one will know the difference. Okay, that's that. Close. Actually, while I'm doing this, let's make that the root part. It's not upside down or anything stupid like that. Nope. Close. All right, I am thinking of just flat out launching this. Did I remove the experiments from the probe body? No Mercy asked. I'm pretty sure I did. Oh, maybe not from the very bottom one. I might not have. This one, yes, but not from the very bottom one. But thank you. This guy requires no experiments. So configure that. The other ones I did. I missed the bottom one. We're going to forgo our checklist because we live life on the edge. We do, and we're just going to launch. We're just going to launch and see what happens. Here we are on a beautiful scatterer sunrise. Look at that. Very nice. Okay, let's run this thing. So come on, select that. Run, launch. We're going into an 80-kilometer orbit. That is the inclination that goes first. 0 inclination. You would think I should know these things by now. There we go. Okay, 80-kilometer orbit. And let's just watch this right from here. This is nice. What happened there? Oh, wait, that was a mistake too. Shoot. Oh, nuts. Okay, I'm flying. I'm flying it manually, right? Yes. Go. I don't know quite what happened. Oh, no, it's starting the pitch maneuver. Okay, I'm fine. I noticed here attempting a shutdown. So I thought it actually aborted. I think I just had the staging messed up. I think that was just a staging mishap. But it's doing it. I thought... Okay, wait, we're going to lose those things. There we go. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's a fail. Why? I'm not getting failure notices. Okay, I just staged because I thought it didn't stage, and then that just happened. Okay. Well, that's a fail. Okay, what happened there? Yeah. Well, now it has aborted. That was very, very... I don't know why. Oh, I don't think the throttle... I don't know what happened. Okay, let's try this again. We're not reverting to launch. We're reverting to... No, we're just going to go to the Space Center. We're not reverting anything. What happened here? This is what's... Oh, these are backwards. For goodness sakes. You fire your engines, then you let the rocket go. You don't let the rocket go and then fire your engines. Check your staging. Okay, this will go better. I promise. Of course, that would have been something that would have came up right away in testing, wouldn't it? So, run the launch, 0 inclination, 80 kilometers, go. Okay, let's see if this works out right. So, and we're going. Fire engines, let the rocket go. There, that's the correct order in which to go. And we're off. Adrian is, or who was it? Yeah, Adrian's suggesting about the cheat menu with the Alt F12. Yeah, I know about Alt F12 and the cheat menu. I'm not sure what that's in context with. That's a great thing. Maybe you're talking about, instead of using the simulations that I do with the KRASH simulator, to instead use Alt F12 to do your checkings and put things around and put it in orbit, which you can do. I do that in my tutorials. I'm not sure if that's what you're referencing. Okay, looking good now. Firing off towards the sun. I like this view. Don't know why I'm regretting not having the proper scatterer installed and stuff before. Now it's looking very good. The ring effects, lens flares. There's the word I'm looking for. Okay. Pitching over. We are... Is that 20 kilometers? I think it'll start to adjust thrust. I think we're doing fine. Yep. Keeping a distance view here. Okay. And let's see, we're at 31 kilometers. At 50 kilometers, we'll lose the fairings. Still not 100% sure if I'm not deploying those fairings a tad bit early. I'm not sure it's a big deal. I mean, one thing is to lose the weight, but the other thing, of course, is, worse aerodynamics. So where the actual magic point is that you want, I don't know. Weight, of course, is a big deal because we're still under thrust when we lose the fairings. Hey, locking on to the prograde vector. Everything is nominal. 47 kilometer altitude. Again, at 50 kilometers, we'll lose the fairings. There we go. And just about empty on that core booster. And then I'll switch over to the little pugs and those spider engines to finish off the rest of this. Nice. And this is getting so far away, I'm going to come in here so we can see it closer. That was fun watching it like that for a little while, but that was enough. Okay, we just hit our target apoapsis of 80 kilometers, so we'll bring this up out of the atmosphere. Whoops. There we go. And we got the burn coming up in about a minute. Time warp a little bit again. All right. Nicey nice. Everything, nothing looks broken. Now we can actually, and we might as well, start this magnetometer. Do some magnetometer-y goodness. Do I have a... I do have a gravity scan. Yeah, I do have a gravity scan going, but I have all the gravity scan here in low space about Kerbin, so there's nothing for it to collect right now. Alright, we're going to have a ton of fuel left to do all our stuff around the moon. Good, good, good. Excellent. Okay, that is done, that is done, that is done. Put that on to the normal vector. And still, what's that? 1755 meters per second. My budget's around a little over 1,200, so plenty of fuel. Let's get ourselves out towards the moon. Set that as a target. Whoops. Put in about 855 meters per second. Tweak this timing a little bit. Focus our view here. You know, it took me a long time to find out that down here, down at this whole business is down at the bottom left, that you can select your maneuvers from here. I used to always fiddle with trying to get them there, but it's nice that you can... There's a lot of stuff in this little tab down here. That was one of the best things that they added into the game, in my humble opinion. Okay, so I'm going to go for a schmack of the moon, right like that. Am I overdoing this? Yeah. No. Went too far. Okay, stop. Just get this right. There. So we're going to go for a smack of the moon, but that's because we want to insert... Wait a minute. Do I want to... No, I don't want to insert in a polar orbit. What am I talking about? There's nothing bio-me about any of this stuff. We're going to go into just a silly person. We're just going to go into a regular equatorial orbit. There's no reason for it. So used to polar orbits. The boundary between high and low space on the moon is 60 kilometers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this into about 65 kilometer altitude orbit at start, drop the stuff for high space, and then just go down the 10 kilometers to get ready to go into low space and drop the rest of this stuff. Okay, let's put our view to free. Let's get to that burn. Sunrise. Okay. We'll run our maneuver executor. All right. Here, let's just time warp just a bit. So a 1 minute and 13 second burn. Hopefully this will collect us a bunch of science. Don't forget as well, you know, last week I got Bob and Michael sitting in orbit in about Minmus with a lander with enough fuel to go down at least a few more times. So I'll most certainly be revisiting them once to sort of get this stuff all set up. They're actually in the process of collecting site experiment science around Minmus. If I take a look here at the site experiment, done all the Kerbin, but here we are. Oh no, not the site, it's the flight experiment. That's what they're doing. Flight experiment about Minmus. They've only collected 1.2 of the, there's still 25 science to collect, so they're not a very large percentage of the way done. So we'll leave them to collect that for a little while longer. That's a long experiment. Okay, let's look at this from the moon's perspective. Again, a little over 60 is all I want. I want a little closer than that. Let's lock you. Let's just see here. Just give it a little more. Oh, that's barely over 60. Okay, it's over 60, but you know, one thing I didn't do is this engine. How many ignitions? 16 ignitions. Perhaps I should have upgraded the engine, but I did not. I forgot to, so we'll let this settle itself onto the normal vector, and then we'll get out towards the moon. Go, let's time warp out there. Gravity science, space high. I think that is all the gravity science that is left for space high about Kerbin. Where is the moon? Where are you, moon? There you are. Let's turn our view back to orbital. Ooh, it stopped it pretty early. Why did it stop so early? Okay, there we go. So our periapsis am I doing something? Why is my periapsis 600 kilometers? What the did I read that wrong, or am I... Okay, right now my periapsis is 600 kilometers. Now I'm better off doing it this way. I want this to be much, much... That is about an 80-something meter per second burn if I do this radially. I'm never really sure if it's better to do that, or is it better to just go retrograde. Let's try that. Retrograde... That's much more. Okay. So we're going to go radially inwards. That's that one. Okay, I got to go back over the video evidence of that one about why I could have sworn this was just over 60. But now it's 600. Something might have happened there. Thankfully, I got a lot of fuel. Okay, I want this just over 60. That's really quite annoying. 84 is fine. I don't want to spend too much time with this. Very, very weird. Okay, normal vector for the solar panels. Run our... No. Circularize at periapsis. Okay. So we have a 240 meter per second burn. It was around 6. Okay, so Seth is telling me I'm not crazy. That's always a good sign. Let's put that back on normal vector. Get down to that burning. It just suddenly changed from 60 to about 600. I don't know why, but thankfully we have a lot of fuel, so it's not going to be an issue as long as I don't get burned because of that extra ignition. I don't think I will. Okay, this is settling in, so let's get down there. It is a 16-second burn. Is this at full thrust limiter? Yep, so let's get down there. Coming for you, moon. Here we go, and we'll run that script. Now we should be, I'm looking at it, collecting, yep, we are collecting gravity scan science around the moon, not magnetometer. Am I already done all the magnetometer science? Might have, no, it says like it takes 7 days. I didn't think, what do we got here? Where's our science archivey guy? Magnetometer report. Yeah, we haven't done any magnetometer stuff around. Okay. I'm not sure what's going on. Why is there no magnetometer stuff? Invalid situation. Did I put this on for no... Why is this an invalid situation? Is there... magnetometer. What on earth is invalid about this? I should be able to grab a global... Whatever. I mean, I know I don't have a magnetic field around. Maybe it needs to have a magnetic field. Okay. It didn't tell me that, but maybe that's the issue. I guess it makes sense. It just would have been nice. Am I missing something here where it says requires a body with a magnetic field? I don't see it. I suppose it's implied, but you know, it is a video game. But then I got a magnetometer report around Minmus, so why can't I get it around the moon? I don't understand. Oh well, that's all irrelevant now. Let's drop satellites. Dropping satellites. Okay. Let's aim our camera up here at the top. Actually, let's control from there too. Extend that antenna. So it would be nice to have communications. Okay, let's just dodge this one out. So decouple. Now is this? Yep, I got it. It's free. Let's get you. I should have given it a little bit of force now that I'm doing this. Okay, that's good, that's good, that's good. We should be able to... The gravity scan is running. And let's run this magnetometer. Is it still going to tell me it's invalid? It's saying it's an invalid situation. For some reason, I can do a magnetometer scan around Minmus, but not around the moon. I do not have an answer to that question, nor do I particularly care. So instead what I'm going to do is just drop another one of these, and we're just going to do control from here. We're just going to do the gravity scan. That's okay. Kind of annoyed though. Decouple that. That time the platform's not completely consistent about when it decides it's going to disappear and when it doesn't. It's kind of weird. Okay, that's that one. Oh no! Good, I can extend the antenna. Whew. There's enough range. Okay, and we will turn on that gravity scanner. So now we got 2 gravity scanners collecting science. That should take it 45 days to collect all that science. Go back to the original one, point you retrograde. And we just need to get this down to below 60 kilometers to be in low space. Goodbye, little probes. And again, we got lots and lots of fuel. There's 50 kilometers. And we'll circularize that, our periapsis. We just have a 16.5 meter per second burn. Let's turn the thrust down because this is going to be a very short burn. Wow. Really turn the thrust down. 1 unit. .5. Okay, whatever. I've got that thrust limiters low. Oh, we still got these ants. That's why, of course. Let's turn the ants. Not the ants, the spiders, I'm sorry. Got these spider engines. I don't need those spider engines anymore, and they're taking away from my ISP. We'll take the spider engines, just turn them off. Shut down. Shut down those spider engines. You don't need you. Okay. That's better. Okay, let's get to the burn. Again, watching here. Can turn on that gravity scanner again. And the magnetometer still doesn't like me. Don't know why. We can extend that other antenna. Oh, I just retracted the antenna. Don't tell me I just... No. There we go. Deploying both those antennas. There we are. Okay, and yeah, let's run. Alright, that was a lot of fiddling about, but... Don't understand the problem with the magnetometer either. Good. I'm glad it's not just me. And Rob DeVos says, when you deselect show only in the science window, it might show whether there is science. I'm not 100% sure what Rob means by that. Show only known objects? Okay, yeah. Kerbin, Miss Moon. Says here that there's science to collect. Right? You see that? So it says there's science to collect, but for whatever reason, it's saying here that this is in an invalid situation. Do I have to be in maybe a polar orbit or something? Does not say anything to that effect. And I'm sure I've got other magnetometers that aren't in polar orbit. I don't know, something to figure out. Press info, I just heard. Okay, let's deploy some more. We are now in low space. And we can deploy more stuff. And then we'll investigate to what's going on here. So we'll deploy this guy. Hopefully this will settle out a little bit. Okay, and put you on here. Whoa, gave you a little kick. You have everything going, so that is good, and you can just happily do your thing there. And then we go this guy, put you on the normal vector 2. Why do I not? Did I not put reaction wheels in here? I don't think I did. I don't think I did. There's an oversight. I don't think I'm trying to control attitude, and there are no reaction wheels on this thing, so it's just gonna tumble. Well, actually, okay, now I can. I mean, now that I don't have, this is part of the reason. Here, like these guys. Okay, here, I'll show you where I'm going. If we turn off this engine and activate these engines and activate this engine, These spider engines have the ability to gimbal. So if I give a teeny tiny bit of thrust, I should have some... Oh wow, why do I only have one of those? Oh, because I turned the thrust limiter down on that one. Oh, now I've made it worse. Let's try it again. Okay. I just turned the gimbal limit up. Okay, we can do this. Okay, now we're good. Oh my gosh. This is the way... Now that I don't have persistent rotation installed, I can actually cheat. So we can sort of get this towards... Get it in the right direction. Fortunately, I gave myself some tumbling by just turning on that one engine all that time. Fortunately, I'm not accomplishing much. Come on, up, 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 up. Trying to get it going towards the normal vector. My apoapsis and periapsis are all still fine with all this. Okay, here we go. We can turn off. This is how we're going to cheat. This is why I have persistent rotation installed. And then I can go time warp and it freezes. Now I'm on the normal vector the way I want to be. Okay, so that was a bit of a cheat, but oh well. Anyway, it's going to collect the gravity science. There is something weird going on with the magnetometer. I've already tried turning it on and off again, haven't I? So I'll have to puzzle out. Press info under the scan button. Info, Moon Space Highlands. Okay. Force. I could do the force run. Start. Retrieve, collect. It just says invalid situation. Force run. It's running anyway, but it still says invalid situation. I think there's something borked here. To me, there's something wrong. I'll come in and investigate this at some time in the future, but in the meantime, I do think that I'm going to be drawing this stream to a close. We got a lot of probes out collecting a lot of science.